Okay. I look like hell today. Wet hair, everything. Not attractive, I guess. But this is for my vlogging experience. Anyways, I have kind of a mystery disorder, where I fall, and it feels kind of like a seizure or something like that, but I've been proven that whatever happens to me isn't a seizure, because I've taken the medication, like anti-epileptic medication, and it doesn't work, which is kind of a clue that it's not a seizure that I'm having. The closest thing I can think, maybe, is like a conversion disorder or something like that. But I don't have a diagnosis of that yet, and I have seriously got to stop convincing myself that I have one thing or another. It's really hard on me when I find out it's not something that people can actively see. But I do seek out a diagnosis of something. I don't care so much what it falls in the realm of, though psychological disorders tend to fall into a very stigmatized realm that I don't like, of people thinking you can make this up, which, if anyone's ever seen one of my attacks and stayed around for more than 5 minutes, they realize it's really hard to fake something like that. I won't go into what exactly happens, but I will say how it feels. It feels like I'm being pulled to the ground, like my muscles are melting in my left leg and then kind of in my right. Sometimes I can hold myself up and it feels like I'm using my entire upper body to keep myself held up, like in a door frame or something like that, or holding on to somebody, which is, at my size, is not a good thing. I can tear somebody down quickly. Used to, when I was a kid, I could get up and walk away from them. In like my mid-20s, it became where they lasted for a long time, and now I have them and I can't even get up. And they can last for days. Or what I call the aftermath will last for days. But it is possible that all of this is rooted in the subconscious, and I was happy to see, or it almost made me cry when I read it, that there is a chance that you can recover from this. Oh my gosh, I've never in my life thought that this is something that I could recover from, and maybe that's a flaw. Maybe that's a problem, maybe the fact that I don't believe that it will change is a serious problem. It's like you wish it into being. But anyway, so I decided to research more about Freud and the subconscious, and it was slightly fascinating. I don't think Freud was right about everything. He seemed to be a little sexist, but I do believe that the unconscious holds a lot of clues, and even if what I have isn't caused by the psychological realm, maybe it's something else. I don't know. I don't have any flipping clue what it might be. But anyways, wow, there goes my short-term memory. I just totally forgot what I was talking about. Train of thought just disappeared. It doesn't really matter, I guess, what happens if I can learn how to tell myself, because I know I'm not going to die from this, and sometimes I think that's unfortunate, but I've got to stop the self-pity. I've got to stop letting it control me, letting the sadness and the loneliness of this disorder own me and kind of define me, because I don't think I'm really this person that I've become. It's kind of unfair. In fact, I think the big definition of my life is the word unfair. It's just cruel. to see that everyone else got it and I didn't. But maybe I just got it later than they did. I don't know. But anyway, so one thing I've always kind of done to help myself, and I didn't realize this was actually like a coping mechanism, is to reach into myself and remember these little bits of happiness. I don't have one like really epically fabulous moment in my life that just can overwhelm all the dark that I feel. But I do have just a mountain of these little moments, 5-second moments of my life that were just spectacular, as said in American Beauty. But I'm trying to remember farther and farther back into those memories. The earliest one I can remember was being one of the 3 blind mice in a school play. I think I was in kindergarten. I was one of the 3 blind mice. That's as far back as I can remember, and I can't remember that many back that far. I can't remember any prior to school. But I know there's a bunch of gaps in my memory where it seems like it was just bad jumped into bad, but there was some decent in there somewhere, and I'm trying to figure out what that decent was and try to remember it. Around the age of 12, I started journaling, so I have some actual physical to read up on, and I've reread over it a gazillion times, but I think that was when I started kind of trapping myself with the negative thought and everything, so, I don't know. I don't really know where to start, but I do go to a therapist, and I like my therapist. She agrees with me. She doesn't put me down or discourage me, which it does suck that she feels like the only really, truly, honestly supportive person in my life, but I don't blame anybody for being kind of irritated with me, because, I mean, this has gone on for 10 years, and actually it started when I was 12, which makes it more like 19 years. I really, really have this obligation, though. If I have no other goals, which I don't, because, I don't know, somewhere along the way I stopped having goals, it's that if I get this name for this whatever, if I can figure out how to prevent somebody else from suffering from it to the extent I have for 10 years, that's what I'm going to do. If I have no other goal in life, it will be to advocate for whatever this is. Once it has a name, I'm going to do something to prevent anyone else from going through it, because it cannot just happen to me. So, anyways, I bid you adieu, and if you've made it this far in the video, please leave a comment, because I doubt anybody will, listen to this all the way through, but if you do, leave me a comment. If you have any idea about the sensations I have, definitely leave me a comment. If you're gonna troll, you're just a sad human being, and you need to look in the mirror and reevaluate your values in life. Because words really do hurt. They're not going to hurt me in this instance, because, you're probably a 12-year-old boy at home, and it's just childish, but, you need to look at it seriously. There's a reason why you do it, and it's not a pretty one. You need to stop while you're ahead and figure it out before it turns into something physical. So, I bid you adieu. Good night. Peace.